She was my old English teacher by YeahImBored1. Read by AJ Morningstar. Summary. Ezekiel didn't know where everything had gone wrong. He got into his dream school, has a quirk now, he stopped the earth from exploding, sent his classmates into space, became an assassin, and killed his middle school teacher. Yeah, it was probably those last couple of ones, but other than that, he likes to think he's a good kid, at least good enough not to have to deal with whatever hell the universe decided to throw at him today. One of one. Izuki didn't know where everything had gone wrong. He got into his dream school, had a quirk now. He stopped the earth from exploding, sent his classmates into space, became an assassin, and killed his middle school teacher. Yeah, it was probably those last couple of ones, but other than that, he likes to think he's a good kid, at least good enough not to have to deal with whatever hell the universe decided to throw at him today. The day couldn't have gone slower for Izuku. It was the last day before the weekend, and all he could think about was his weekend plans with his old classmates. They had all gone down different paths after Koro Sensei's death. Izuku was the only one who had decided to become a pro hero. He missed his old class a lot. Don't get him wrong, he loves his new class. But there's always been this level of disconnect. He thought it was because all the secrets he had to keep from his new friends. In the young class, it was different. Yeah, everyone had their own personal lives, and some people were closer with others, but there was a sense of understanding from everyone keeping such a big secret together. Here, he felt, well, not quite alone, but lonely. He couldn't talk to anyone about his quirk or about being an assassin or anything really about his old middle school. Sure, Kachan might get some of it. He knows about his quirk. He went to the same school, but he wasn't in the class. His class. So yeah, he felt lonely, which was why he couldn't wait to see everyone on Saturday. It was right before English class when he was texting in the group chat saying that what they were going to bring to the old campus tomorrow, ranting about new classmates, just updating each other on their lives. Professor Bitch had just texted saying she had a big surprise, but before he could ask what it was, he was interrupted by Ida. Midoriya, it is very impolite to be on your phone before class, especially when you know we will having a substitute. We promised Yamada-sensei that we would be on our utmost behavior while he was gone. He had forgotten about the sub. President Mike had been called away onto a mission, so he had warned his class the day before that someone else would be taking over for him. Ida's explanation drew the attention of other students, and the conversation started to arise about the mystery teacher. OMG, I forgot about the sub. Who do you think they're going to be? I have no idea. I don't think even President Mike knew. Also, we're the first English class of the day, so we can't even ask anyone else. I hope there's some hot pro hero with huge tits and a fat ass. 3 guesses on who made that last comment. Izuku started to tune them out, taking this opportunity to go back to his phone. He also did wonder who it could be. He knew every pro hero under the sun, so it was guaranteed that no matter who it was, he would be excited. He was about to ask Professor Bitch what the surprise was when he heard. I heard it's not even a pro hero. The mission that Yamada-sensei is on required a lot of pros, so apparently he had to get someone from the Ministry of Defense. What? Yeah, I also heard Aizawa grumbling about how inappropriate the sub is. Apparently, they're even worse than Midnight. What? Zuko's head snapped up when he heard those comments. All signs were pointing at it, but he just couldn't believe it. No, there's no way that's true. No, absolutely not. Nope, it can't be. Why would she do it if she hates kids, despises them? No way she said no way. She said she would never teach again. No, there's just no way. While he might have not noticed his mumbling, his classmates sure did, but before they could ask what he was talking about, the door burst open and Professor Bitch! Silence. Absolute silence. No one had ever heard him curse before. Sure, he knew that he wasn't some innocent cinnamon roll, but he sure as hell didn't have the voice of a sailor like a certain fiery blonde in the class, as he didn't know how to react. I'm sure he was just thinking about how much he missed his old class, but that didn't mean he wanted them showing up at his school. He knew they were an acquired taste. You little fucking shit. What the hell have I told you about calling me that? He couldn't help himself, really. He couldn't have. He had forgotten how fun it was to rile her up. Well, that's your name, isn't it? Yellow bitch? You fucking know it's Yellovic. Vic! With a V! What is happening? He had forgotten he was in a room with other people. Izuku, it's not proper language to be talking to a teacher with. The class just couldn't believe it. Midoriya had called the sub a bitch. One of the sweetest people in the class just cursed out the teacher. What's next? Koda's gonna start singing from the rooftops. Izuku knew that every eye was on him. Kacha seemed to be the only one not surprised, suddenly remembering the trouble that Class 3E had got into last year. He knew they thought that this was out of character for him, and there it was, that disconnect. As much as he loved them and they cared for him, there would always be a side of him that they could never know. As much as he itched under the gazes, that was still a little sense of relief. Yeah, he'd have to answer so many questions later, but at least now they'll know one more part of him. But before all of that, he had to calm down his rule-loving friend. I'm sorry, Ida. I actually knew her from last year. She was my old English teacher. It's just how we talk. She loves it. No, I fucking don't, you disrespectful little shit. Now I have a headache. Why don't you just all sit there quietly and there can just be no work? I mean, who listens to subs anyway? If you don't start teaching, I'm gonna tell Kurasama on you. You know what? He's right. I actually love that name. You know what? He's right. I actually love that name. But anyway, let's get into this lesson because I promised the little rat I'd actually teach you something useful. With that, she turned around and started writing on the board. Multiple gasps and giggles could be heard around the classroom. "You're wonderful in bed" could be seen as clear as day. Zuko thought to himself, this is going to be a long class. It sounded much too fond even in his head.